children, you don't need to write your names in the chat. You'll only write your answers to the questions that you are asked. There's no need for your attendance. It is automatically being marked. Don't worry. And Medha, please change into your school uniform, or please close your camera, switch off your camera.
Okay.
Medha,
Good afternoon to one and all. Welcome to the special Zoom meet, which is based upon our British Council project, Memorial Masterpieces. Today's session is a collaboration between India and Australia. Today, we have a very special guest from Australia who is going to take us to a virtual trip to the famous landmarks of Australia. But first, I would request our dear Ruchi Seth ma'am to introduce our guest speaker.
Very good afternoon to this exhilarating session and a virtual tour to the landmarks of one of the most favorite destinations. Yes, students, today we will go on a super exciting trip to Australia. For this, I welcome our guest for the day, Mrs. Namrata Mehra, who will elucidate us on the various monuments of Australia. She is a virtual guide for us today. Mrs. Mehra presently lives in one of the most splendid cities of Western Australia, Perth. Students, you will be surprised to know that Mrs. Mehra was born and brought up in Kanpur and completed her school life in St. Mary's Convent High School. She graduated and completed her B.Ed degree from her very own Kanpur University. She presently works as a relief teacher in 4 schools of Perth: Phoenix Primary School, East Hamilton Hill Primary School, Forest Crescent Primary School, and Bannister Creek Primary School. We welcome you, ma'am. Over to you, Mrs. Mehra.
Thank you. Should I share screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, boys and girls, teachers, and members of the panel. Thank you so much for inviting me today, and I'm privileged to talk to you all about the spectacular and magnificent landmarks of Australia. Just a bit about myself. I was born and brought up in Kanpur and lived 25 years of my life there. In 1995, I moved to Singapore, and then in 2000, I migrated to Perth, Australia, the most beautiful and impressive capital city of Western Australia. I'm a citizen here now and work as a school teacher in Perth. When I was asked by your ma'am, Ruchi Seth, to talk about some landmarks of the beautiful country I live in, I didn't want to miss this opportunity of telling you all about the amazing landmarks of Australia. To begin with, it is very important to know what landmarks are. A landmark is a very important and an interesting place. It might be a feature of the natural environment or something that has been built by humans. Australia is a very big country and has famous landmarks, and I wish I could talk about more, but due to time constraint, I have chosen some iconic landmarks from around Australia that are man-made and some that have been formed naturally. I have tried my best to incorporate the important features and interesting facts about the landmarks that I will be talking about. But if you want to know anything more about them, please feel free to search the net and develop more knowledge about them. I'm sure you will enhance your knowledge by finding more facts about these landmarks. And you can also go and look for more different man-made and natural landmarks that will interest you and help you enhance your knowledge of Australia as a whole. To start, I will begin with man-made landmarks. They are all unique in their own way, beautifully designed by the best architects of the world. Sydney Opera House. The Sydney Opera House is a great architectural work of the 20th century. It is a multi-venue performing arts centre at Sydney Harbour in Sydney, in the state of New South Wales, Australia. It was opened by Queen Elizabeth II on 20th of October 1973. Almost 10,000 construction workers built the Opera House, which took 14 years in completing the building that costed around $102 million. John Utzon and Karl Langer were the architects, and John Utzon claimed that the final design of the shells was inspired by peeling of an orange. It has a series of gleaming white sail-shaped cells as its roof structure. The shells of the 14 separated roofs form a sphere if they are combined. The Opera House is 65 meters in height. It looks like a school of great white sharks about to chomp down their victims. It is magnificent inside, and the capacity of the concert hall is 5,738. Sydney Opera House was added to UNESCO's World Heritage List in 2007. Paul Robeson was the first person to perform in 1960. It's famous for opera and musical performances. It lights up every night and has a beautiful light show daily at sunset. Just to conclude and let you all know, more than 10.9 million people visit the Opera House every year. Tours cost around $42 for adults and $22 for children. And the family tickets cost around $105. Sydney Opera House is an icon and must be visited as it brings together the creativity and innovation in architectural form and its structural design. Well, you over now to Shalini ma'am for the first start and session of quiz questions.
Okay, so I hope all the students were paying attention to what ma'am told just now. So ready for round one? Okay, very quickly you have to answer in the chat box and we'll see who's the winner. So the one who will give maximum correct answers will be the winner. So who was the first person to perform in the Opera House? Come on. Let me see who was paying attention. I'm waiting.
And anyone who wants to answer orally can raise their hand. I'll unmute you.
Robinson. Okay, may I get the full name, please? Somini. Paul Robinson.
Paul Robinson, Avika Kapoor. Good.
She's the first girl to give the correct answer. Okay, next question. What was the design inspired by? What was the design of Opera House inspired by? Quickly, second question. We'll move on. No, lotus is wrong. Orange.
Orange peel. Perfect.
Yes,
Perfect.
perfect.
And let's go to the next round.
Okay. Okay. So one more question and we'll move on to the next landmark. And the next question is that what does the Opera House look like? It looks like what? Ma'am told that also. If you were paying attention, this is a test of your listening. Great, ma'am. They all are paying attention. Very good, very good, good. Let's move on. Ma'am, over to you. Namrata, ma'am.
I would like to continue with another magnificent man-made creation and a spectacular landmark of Australia in Sydney and as well. It is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It is the largest street art bridge in the world that was opened in 1932. It is 134 meters in height and its total length is 1,149 meters and it is 49 meters wide.
Just a second, please. So, I'm sorry. Children, stop writing the answers in the chat now and concentrate on what ma'am is reading about for the next monument.
Now be
Do not
prepared for round
concentrate
two.
on Opera House now. Stop writing in the chat because now it won't help. You have to be quick. Stop it, Manasvi. No more answers, beta. Thank you, Mrs. Mehra. You can go ahead.
It is nicknamed Coat Hanger by the Sydney Siders. It is a steel arch bridge across the Sydney Harbour that carries two train lines, 8 vehicle lanes, cycleway, and a pedestrian traffic between the Sydney Central Business District and the North Shore. You can walk and cycle across the bridge or climb to the top for stunning views. It took 1,400 men around 8 years to build the arch that spans 503 meters. The top is 134 meters above the water. As you ascend to the summit, you will experience breathtaking 360 degrees spectacular views. One of the most interesting facts about the Sydney Harbour Bridge is the reason behind the grey colour of the paint. When the time to paint came after the construction of the bridge, the quantity of the paint needed could only be found in colour grey. It is famous for its extravagant fireworks on New Year's and other special occasions. So to conclude, the bridge climb is an iconic Australian experience that takes you on a journey to the most celebrated structure of Australia, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And it is a must-see if you ever visit Sydney. Handing you over to Ruchi ma'am for another quiz session. Be ready.
So, students, my first question is, let me see how many of you really took interest in the Sydney Harbour Bridge. What is it nicknamed by the Sydney Siders? Who will tell me the nickname given to it by the Sydney Siders?
Tia.
Oh, Tanga, Tia, very good.
Yeah.
Ika, Simon, wonderful. So let me come to the next question. How many vehicle lanes does it carry? Let's come to the next question. I want the next answer. No, Aishwarya, it's not true. Very good, it's 8. Kavya, perfect. Atish,
Who was the first
children who
one?
are paying attention.
Good. Aryan Singh.
Okay, now my third and the last question will be, how many men took how many years to build the bridge? How many men took how many years to construct the bridge? 1,400 men and 14 years. Good. Good job. But somebody with both the answers together, then we consider it to be the correct answer. Okay, Hamad came with this. Okay, thank you, children. I think now we'll go to the next monument, next landmark. Over to you, Ms. Mehra.
I would love to ask a question to the children, which is, if anyone can remember one of the most interesting facts about the Sydney Harbour Bridge that I mentioned. One of the most interesting facts about the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Children, you will have to speak out this answer. So anybody who wants to tell will have to raise their hand.
Giving grey color.
Okay, Sanvi
And
Mahesh.
they are writing grey color. So are you
Yes.
satisfied, ma'am, with the answer?
Yes, the reason
Okay.
behind the grey color. I'm happy with the answer. Yes.
Okay. Great, children. Good.
Simone wants to say something. Should I unmute you, Simone? Yes, Simone. Sanvi wants to say something. Okay, Sanvi. Yes, Sanvi Mishra.
Ma'am, it is in grey color.
Oh, it's grey color. Wonderful.
Ma'am, it is
This is what Mrs. Mehra was looking. Okay, thank you, beta.
But ma'am,
Ma'am,
you can
carry
also
on.
ask why grey color.
Yes, that's what my interesting fact was. Why was the grey color used? Who can tell me? What was the reason behind the grey paint that was used? Answer this one. What was the reason
Naisha
behind?
Arora. Okay, Naisha Arora is going to answer. Yes, Naisha. Over to you.
because of its quantity. That was the only color found.
Correct.
Very good.
Correct. Very good.
Marvelous. Marvelous.
Excellent answer.
Okay. Now I think we can go ahead with the next landmark. Over to you, Mrs. Mehra.
Thank you. All right, the Australian Capital Territory houses Canberra. Canberra is the capital of Australia, and I would like to share a very unique place where the Australian political system works, and that is the Parliament House of Canberra. The Parliament House is significant to Australia because it is the place where decisions that shape our nation are made, and a place of celebration, meetings, conferences, memorials, and sometimes for protest. This was opened on the 9th of May 1988 by Queen Elizabeth II. It cost around $1.1 billion to build and took 7 years to construct and involved 10,000 people to build the Parliament House. It is one of the largest buildings in the Southern Hemisphere. It is 300 meters long and 300 meters wide and has a floor area of 250,000 square meters. When Parliament meets, 4,000 to 5,000 people work in the building. The Parliament House is both a graceful and a symbolic piece of architecture. It was designed by Michel Gergola and Thorpe Architects. The design was chosen from 329 entries in an international competition to design the Australia's new seat of government. The building is covered with a turf roof and is topped by a soaring flagpole that is 81 meters high. It has 4,700 rooms inside. The main foyer contains a marble staircase which leads to the Great Hall, which has a large tapestry on display, which is open to public. The house includes the House of Senate, which has a red color scheme, and the House of Representatives is decorated with green, and it has the offices for the federal ministers. There are around 2,700 clocks in the Parliament House, so you can imagine the mysterious ticking noise. Watching debates in the Parliament House is free of charge. Visit the public galleries in the House of Commons and the House of Lords and watch the MPs and peers question the government and debate current issues and legislation. A visit to the Parliament House engages and challenges students while they learn about Australia's representative democracy in the House of the Federal Parliament. The students take a tour and take part in interactive education programs and can meet members and senators. The Parliament offers a free, informative and interactive experience where students learn how the Australian political system works and the important role of federal parliament plays in the lives of Australians. So if you get an opportunity to visit Canberra, you must visit and take a tour of the Parliament of Australia. Handing you over to Shalini ma'am for your third quiz session.
Okay, so moving on to round 3. Are you all ready? Yes. So I wanted to ask an easy question, but I already got the answer in the chat box. So moving on to a difficult question. So who is going to tell me when was the Parliament House of Canberra opened and by whom? Come on. It will be a mix of easy and difficult questions. Let's see. 9th May 1988. Okay, correct answer. Ruchi ma'am, did you note down? Who's the first child? 9th May 1988. Great. Great. Good. I'm so happy that all my children, they are paying attention. Okay. What is on the roof of the Parliament House? Come on. Visual skills. What was on the roof? What did you see? Come on. Let me check the answers. Ruchi ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, I'm going through. I'm seeing.
What was there on the roof?
I want a complete answer. Just the flag will not help.
Flagpole. Avika Kapoor.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, good, good, good.
Good,
okay.
good.
So the next question is, what causes the mysterious ticking noise in the Parliament House? Come on. What causes that mysterious ticking noise? Very easy question. Clock. Okay, how many? How many? 2,700, Ishan. Correct answer, Shreyansh.
Good.
Correct answer. Good, great, great.
Good, good, good.
So over to ma'am, Namrata ma'am, for the next landmark.
Can I ask a question to see how clever your children are, Shalini
Yes,
ma'am?
ma'am, why
Jyoti
not?
ma'am? All right, my question to you all is, if anyone can remember that the house includes two senates, it includes two houses, the House of Senate. If someone can tell me the color of the House of Senate, and another person can be given points for the House of Representatives. So the color for the House of Senate.
Okay, Akarsh Gupta wants to answer. Akarsh, I have unmuted you.
White.
I'm sorry, it's not white.
Who else wants to try? Vansh. Okay, Vansh wants to try. I'm unmuting you, Vansh. Yes, Vansh Kashyap. You're unmuted. You need to unmute yourself. No, Vansh, you haven't unmuted yourself, darling. Yes, you are unmuted. Carry on, beta. Vansh, tell the answer.
White.
No, white is the wrong answer. That's what ma'am told. Kavya, I've unmuted you.
Ma'am, we are getting red, blue.
Red is the correct answer.
Wonderful.
Red and green.
Yes, who said that? I accept that answer.
Red and green.
Can you,
Green.
okay, can you tell me your name, please?
Kavya.
Okay, Kavya.
Kavya.
Okay,
Thank you, Kavya.
Thank you, Kavya. God bless you. So, ma'am, you can carry with the next landmark.
All right. Carrying on to the next one. Q1 Tower is another man-made magnificent piece of architecture that I'm going to tell you about. It is 322.5 meter skyscraper in Queensland, Australia that towers over Surfers Paradise and Gold Coast. There are 1,331 steps from ground level to 78. It towers 230 meters above the Surfers Paradise beach, giving viewers a 360-degree view of Brisbane to the north, the Gold Coast to the west, Byron Bay, New South Wales to the south, and Pacific Ocean to the east. The express elevator to the observation deck travels the 77 floors in 43 seconds. Q1 has been used as fireworks launch site during New Year celebrations. At 270 meters, the Sky Point climb at Q1 is Australia's highest external climb. It also holds an annual stair climb event for a number of years. As of 2020, it is the 9th tallest residential tower in the world and the tallest building in Australia and the second tallest building in the Southern Hemisphere. It has an observation decks at level 77 and 78. It officially opened in November 2005. The landmark building was recognized as one of the Queensland's icons during state's 150th birthday celebrations. Well, handing you over to your teachers now for something more interesting and exciting.
Yes. So now, ma'am, may I please request you to stop your screen share? So children,
Sure.
we are going to have a quiz and the link will come to you in the chat box. Yes. So you are going to click on the link and then the instructions are given. Wait, now you are going to see share screen, share. Please be ready. Okay, so now you are going to click true for the monuments that are found in Australia and false for the monuments which are not found in Australia. So I'm sharing the link.
Just even you can play this game.
Yes, and then I'll display the name of the winners. Copy. And moving on to the chat box. Okay, here it goes. Start. Start. Come on, start. You have to click true for the monuments that are found in Australia and false for the monuments which are not found in Australia. Come on, quick. I had set the timer also. Quick. Quick, quick, quick. Okay, I can see so many children. They are already there. Yuvraj, Hafsa, Arna, Harshal. Come on, quick.
Ma'am, you sent the link in the chat box only, no?
Yes, ma'am, it's
Yes.
there. They have already started playing.
Yes.
See? Come on.
Radha, it is very much opening, beta.
"90 children are already playing the game. Great. And Yuvraj is at number 1, I guess. No, 1 incorrect. We'll get the list later on. Come on, come on. Good. "126. 57 got the first one correct and 7 got it incorrect. You were not paying attention. That means are we done?
Hidayah, there must be connectivity problem at your end.
Are we done, children? Okay, now we'll stop in a moment. 163. And who's the winner? Ahana, 2 correct, 1 incorrect. Who's getting maximum? Ritvik Lahoti, 10 correct, 1 incorrect. Prakhar, 17 correct, 0 incorrect. Okay, so results will be announced later on. So let's move on. I'll stop my screen share and results will be announced in the class. Now let's begin. Over to Namrata ma'am with the next landmark.
Before I go on to the next landmark, I have a question. Since the kids had a bit of time, I just want to see how good their memory is. Who can tell me how long does the express elevator takes the observation deck to travel 77 floors? How many minutes or seconds does the express elevator takes?
43 seconds. We're already getting the answers.
Awesome, whoever gave the first answer. I'm very proud of you all.
Everybody's coming up with this answer, ma'am.
Yes.
My children are
Gurvansh
really
and someone else.
doing a
was the first
fabulous
one.
job.
We have smart kids, ma'am. Jaipuria
Yes, I
has
can see that.
smart kids.
Yes, I just want to ask the question, is everybody enjoying this virtual tour of Australia?
Give a thumbs up if you are.
Is everybody enjoying the virtual tour of Australia? Can I see if you all are enjoying this session and the virtual tour that you're getting of Australia and you would like to come to Australia?
And you can ask as to how many have already visited Australia. There might be some who must have already visited Australia also.
Yes.
See,
true.
Laiba is saying yes, she has visited Australia. Have you visited Australia, Laiba?
So what are the answers? Are they liking the session? Are they enjoying the virtual
Yes,
tour?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
They are loving the session. They've already given a thumbs up and they are ready for
Excellent.
some more quizzes
Ample
also.
of thumbs ups are coming up.
All right. Now I'm going to be sharing you all with the place that I live in. In the extreme other side of Australia, in Western Australia, are the beautiful Swan Bells in the city of Perth. Opened on December 10th, 2000, Swan Bells was Western Australia's Millennium Project. Swan Bells are named after the Swan River that overlooks the bells. The bells were given to the people of WA in 1988 by Queen Elizabeth I. It was designed by Hames Sherryland. It is a set of 18 bells that hang on an 82.5 meter high glass campanile and copper and were made of reinforced concrete so that it would hold heavy bells which weigh 9 tons altogether. It is one of the change ringing bell sets that are considered to be the second largest in the world. The bells are made up of 12 ancient bells from the Church of St. Martin's in the Fields in London and 6 additional modern bells. The tower with bells is commonly known as Bell Tower. It has a unique and a distinctive design and has become an icon for Perth and a very famous tourist attraction for visitors. Handing you over for another quiz session to Ruchi ma'am.
So children, are you all ready? I hope you've heard properly, because now again comes a quiz round. Which city is the Swan Bells located in? Who will give me this answer? Very easy. Oh, Perth, Vanya.
Vanya has
was the
already
first
given.
one. Perth. Okay. What are the Swan Bells named after? What are the Swan Bells named after? Swan River, wonderful. There was somebody whose name I couldn't read.
Aishwarya?
Is it? Okay.
Is it Aishwarya Singh?
A little difficult question. Let me see if you can answer this one, because you are turning out to be wonderful audience. So I think I'll have to raise the level of my questions also.
Yes, ma'am. I'm excited.
Who designed the Swan Bells? Who's going to tell me this answer? Who designed the Swan Bells? One answer came, but yes. So you're giving Hames Sherryland, the designer's name is absolutely fine. Let me come to the next question. Hames is the perfect answer. Hames Sherryland. How many bells are there and how much do they weigh? Complete answer I want, not in bits. How many bells are there and how much do they weigh? I'm not getting the complete answer, therefore I'm not reading out. Yes, Aviral came with 18 bells, weigh 9 tons. Perfect. It's not 19 beta, it's 9 tons. Okay. Last question. How many ancient and how many modern bells are used in this? How many ancient and how many modern bells were used to construct this? Again, I'm not getting a complete answer. Shali ma'am, are we getting the complete answer? I don't think so.
No, ma'am.
Somebody did answer, but I couldn't read the name. I'll read in the chat and then let you all know. It's 12 ancient bells and 6 modern bells. Somebody did write the correct answer, but I couldn't read the name. So let's hand it over to Mrs. Mehra. Mrs. Mehra, let's go to the next landmark.
All right, I think you all are going to love this one. Australia shares a common sport with India, their love for cricket. And to conclude the man-made landmarks, I could not leave the most important and famous landmark, which is the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Melbourne is Australia's sporting capital. MCG stands for Melbourne Cricket Ground, or G, that is commonly known by locals. The MCG is the 10th largest stadium in the world, the largest in Australia and Southern Hemisphere, and it is the largest cricket ground in capacity. The MCG was established in 1853 and has been the home of Australian football since 1859. And it is here where the first Test cricket was played in 1877 and one-day international cricket in 1971. The MCG was the main stadium for the Olympic Games in 1956 and the 2006 Commonwealth Games. The MCG arena measures 173.6 meters long and 148.3 meters wide, which is 20,000 square meters in area. The lights of the MCG are the tallest of any sporting capacity. It has around 114 sprinklers in ground. Approximately 350 hours are put in weekly maintaining the turf, which includes rolling, cutting, fertilizing, line marking, repairing, irrigation, and planning and scheduling. The MCG holds a record for the biggest AFL crowd of 121,696, and it also holds the record for the biggest crowd for a cricket match, which was 93,013 at the 2015 World Cup final. Other sports held at the MCG include the World Cup Soccer and Rugby League. MCG also has a National Sports Museum, which has the largest collection of sporting memorabilia. It has a fantastic interactive zone and many collector's items from Olympics, horse racing, and AFL, and trophies and pictures of great cricketers. Outside the grounds, you will find statues of Don Bradman, Dennis Lillee, Dick Reynolds, Leigh Matthews, and Ron Barassi. The statue that has 3 men is of the cricketer and Australian rules football player Tom Wills, umpiring an 1858 football match. Now the MCG is run by Trust. The first chairman of the Trust was the first Premier of Victoria, William Haynes. The MCG tour is an absolute must whenever you come to Melbourne, so you can get a chance to hear about the history and see how magnificent the stadium is. It is just a 10-minute walk from the center of Melbourne. I myself was there in December in 2019, and it is one of the most spectacular places that I could take a tour of. To conclude, MCG is iconic to the city of Melbourne. So as the Opera House is to Sydney, the Eiffel Tower is to Paris, the Statue of Liberty is to New York. It is actually an iconic shrine in the city of Melbourne. Handing you over for your last session of quiz about the man-made landmarks of Australia. Shalini ma'am, the kids are yours.
Yes, ma'am. And I can see all my cricket lovers ready. They are already on their toes. They have noted down. Okay, the very first thing which Namrata ma'am told, let me see who was paying attention. What is MCG commonly known by the locals? Come on.
For that, ma'am, I would like to tell you,
Dhani Gupta, ma'am. Dhani. We have Dhani.
Oh,
Dhani was the first one. Yeah. Very good, Dhani. Okay, next question. Ruchi ma'am, you were saying something?
Akash just wrote that I've been to MCG. He has visited MCG.
Great. Okay. So when was the first one-day cricket played? A slightly difficult question. Let's see who was paying attention. 1971. Akshar.
Ashvik.
Wow.
Archit is also correct. 1971.
My children are very smart. Good. Our callers are up in front of Australia. Yes. Okay. So what are the other sports played at the MCG? Come on. Come on. What are the other sports played
No,
in
it's not
MCG?
Olympics. Soccer and rugby came the answer. Correct.
Answer is there. Okay, great, great, wonderful. And I can see Namrata ma'am is already ready with another beautiful landmark. So over to Namrata ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Shalini ma'am and Ruchi ma'am. Australia has many amazing natural formations, and I have chosen to talk about 4, out of which I have been to 3. And it was one of the best experiences of my life, seeing the magnificent natural formations. So children, we are going to be doing some natural formations of Australia now. Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is one of the planet's most extraordinary and one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It is the world's largest coral reef system, which is composed of 2,900 coral reefs and 900 islands. It is stretched for 2,600 kilometers, longer than the Wall of China. It is located in Queensland, Australia, and the best access to visit the Great Barrier Reef is through the small town of Cairns. A coral reef is like a beautiful underwater hedge. It looks stony and dead, but it is really alive. The reef is 480 million years old and is the oldest reef in the world where the corals first appeared. Now let me tell you what corals are. Corals are formed by tiny creatures called polyps that have a sac-like body with emerging tentacles. Corals gain their rock-like structure from the polyps as they use calcium and carbonate ions from the seawater to create a harder outer skeleton to protect their soft bodies. Or in simple terms, corals is made of millions of tiny animals which leave their hard skeletons behind when they die. Each new layer piles onto the old one, slowly building the coral rock. The algae absorb the light from the sun and subsequently feed the coral. The algae also gives corals their bright colors. A closer encounter with the Great Barrier Reef, impressive coral gardens, reveals many underwater attractions which include 400 different kinds of corals, rays, dolphins, 1,500 species of tropical fish, sea turtles, and around 20 types of reptiles, seahorses, and lobsters. The Australian box jellyfish is the most venomous and dangerous in the Great Barrier Reef. The reef is a breeding area for humpback whales migrating from the Antarctic and is also a habitat for the larger sea turtle and the sea cow. The threats to the reef are numerous, as sadly the reef is struggling to survive with climate change. Rising sea temperatures and pollutions leave the coral more susceptible to bleaching and tragically eventual death. Tourism can also play a role, with swimmers and divers touching and damaging parts of the reef, as well as leaving behind rubbish and contaminating the waters with sun cream and other pollutants. You could do snorkeling and scuba diving and take underwater glass boat tours to see the magnificent world underwater. Over 2 million visitors visit this Great Barrier Reef in a year, and it is the most popular attraction in Australia and generates $5 to $6 billion a year. Money from the reef tourism contributes massively to reef protection, and more people that love the reef, the more will be determined to help survive it. The Great Barrier Reef is so huge that it can be seen by astronauts up in the space. Because of the Great Barrier Reef, it is so significant site that the UNESCO listed it as a World Heritage Site in 1981. Handing over to Ruchi ma'am now for questions and another quiz session.
Uh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Your turn.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Children, I'm sorry, there was a little this thing. Okay. Now, what is my first question is, what is the best access to visit the Great Barrier Reef? Who's going to answer this in the chat box? Complete answer. Small town to the small town of Cairns. Many of you have written Cairns. Cairns is the right answer, but it is.
I'm sorry, it's Cairns. It's not Cairns, it's
Okay, I'm
Cairns.
sorry, then Cairns. It's a small town through Cairns. Now, next is, how old is the Great Barrier Reef? Who will tell me, how old is the Great Barrier Reef? Who will tell me?
$2 million is the wrong answer. Think.
You are writing number, but I want your exact figure. If you're writing a certain number, 3, you're writing what? 3? 300, 3 billion, 3,000, 300 lakhs, what? 480 million, millions. Yeah, 480 millions have, ma'am, the correct answer has come. So we'll move on to the next question. What do the algae give the corals? Come on, next. What do the algae give the corals? No sunlight, no heat, no.
Very easy.
Few of you are reaching their bright color. Very good, Paki. Their bright color. Good. Their bright colors. Over to Mrs. Mehra for the next.
Well, I would like to see the intelligence of your children by asking a couple of questions that I had in my mind. So
Sure,
if it's
ma'am.
okay with you, I would just like to ask, what is the coral, what is the Great Barrier Reef compared with? Let me see, it's an inferral question, but if you had heard, it is compared with something where it said it's stretched for 2,600 kilometers and it's longer than something. What is it compared with? What are they comparing the Great Barrier Reef with?
They're writing Great Wall of China. They're writing
I
ocean.
love that answer,
space.
the Great Wall of China. Who wrote the Great Wall of China? Fantastic answer.
Yeah,
Very
many
good.
of them are coming with this answer. Many of them are coming with
Good.
Very good. And can anyone remember what is the coral made of? What are corals made of?
Iron? No. Polyps, tiny. Calciums, tiny smells. Polyps, dead animals. Skeleton.
Yes, tiny. Yes,
Stony
tiny.
bits.
And I would accept the answer. Has anyone given an answer tiny?
Yes, many are writing tiny.
Tiny what?
Tiny animals.
Yes, tiny animals which leave their hard skeleton. I'll accept that answer.
Students, you've made us proud today. Shalini ma'am and Ruchi ma'am have their collars up today.
Very
A
good.
lady
Well done.
from across the ocean is asking questions to my children, and they all are performing in a super manner.
Yes,
I'm so
and
proud of each of you.
yes, and this wasn't told to your teachers that I will be giving this a surprise to just see how clever you all are.
You've proved yourselves. She might be thinking that we've told you the answers, but that isn't so. Sanvi, I expect you to sit properly, beta. You can't sit
All
here
right.
like you, darling. Yes, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Landmark.
All right, moving on to Uluru or
Lavanya
Ayers
will
Rock.
love this Uluru. Lavanya, this is especially for you. Ma'am, please carry on.
Uluru or Ayers Rock is a sandstone monolith, which means one really big stone or mountain. It is in the heart of Northern Territory near the town of Alice Springs. Uluru is famous to the indigenous Australians. It is mainly made up of fine-grained rock called arkose, which is a sedimentary rock. The rock was originally at the bottom of a large ocean. It is estimated to be 600 million years ago. It started forming 550 million years ago with Uluru Kata Tajuja National Park and is elevated to 863 meters in height above sea level. The height of the rock is 348 meters, and it is interestingly 24 meters taller than the Eiffel Tower in Paris, which is only 324 meters. It is 3.6 meters long and 1.9 meters wide. Uluru is naturally gray and is also known to vary in color depending on time of the day, progressing from red to rust. It changes color during the day depending on how the sun shines on it. Sometimes it looks brown at dawn, and at dusk it looks red. More to say, a reddish brown in color. It seems smooth from far, but when it is closer, it is very rough, with rugged slopes, ridges, grooves, canyons, and caves spread across its surface. William Gosse was the first foreigner to lay his eyes on the rock formation on 19th July 1873. People are allowed to climb to the top of Uluru, but the native people, the Aborigines, will not climb it. The native people believe Uluru is a sacred place and should not be climbed. It is one of the most fascinating and beautiful formations of Australia. Handing you to Shalini ma'am to see how clever you all are.
Okay, so what is the natural color of Uluru? Quickly, very easy, very easy. No, red is wrong. Gray, gray. Yes, correct. Anjanay
Gray,
Mahana, correct
Viraj.
answer. Good.
Viraj, Anaya.
Okay, so next
Take.
question. Who was the first foreigner to lay his eyes on the rock formation of Uluru? Come on.
Full name, Manvik, we need the full name. Yeah. Full name, Sanjot. No, William Butler, is it wrong? No, Pavitra. William Medha. Medha has given the correct answer, William Gosse.
Okay, great. Now, where is Uluru situated?
We want the complete answer.
I think this is a bit difficult, but let's see.
Australia, that goes without saying, darling. My smart children are writing Australia.
Where in Australia?
Think you must be knowing it.
You're half the way. Okay, I'll take Vanya's answer. Alice Springs, she says. We'll take Vanya's answer.
Yes, good. So over to Namrata ma'am.
One question from my side.
Okay.
Who are the native people of Australia? Now, this is a very, very important question, and everyone should know the native and the first people who came to Australia. So, who are the native people of Australia?
Can we answer?
No, sorry.
Good, yeah, Aborigines. Ashvik.
Aborigines?
Yes, Viraj. Many of them have come up with this answer.
Very good. And can anyone tell me why did they not want that Uluru should be climbed on? Why did they not want that Uluru should be climbed on?
Okay, this is easy.
Yes, Vanya, sacred place. Vanya says it's a sacred place.
Very good.
Good, Vanya.
Aishwarya says because it's very rough.
No, sacred place. I'll accept that answer.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. And it's again from my state that I live in. And I'm very proud to say that I live in a beautiful state, Western Australia. And we're going to start with Pinnacles. The pinnacles are limestone formations near the town of Cervantes in Western Australia, within the Nambing National Park. Some of the tallest pinnacles reach heights of 3.5 meters to 5 meters above the yellow sand base. Some look like columns, while some are only a meter or so in height and width, resembling tombstones, and some even look like fingers. The pinnacles are important and sacred to the local tribe, both spiritually and practically. There is a lot of debate on how the pinnacles were formed. The raw material for the limestone of pinnacles came from the seashells that was rich in marine life. These shells were broken down into lime-rich sands that were blown to form high mobile dunes. It is said that the first records of identification of pinnacles was sometimes in 1650, formed 25,000 to 30,000 years ago. Pinnacle deserts cover around 190 hectares and contain thousands and thousands of pinnacles. It is a very famous tourist attraction and can be visited in a day, just 192 kilometers from Perth, and it is said that dawn and dusk are the best times to view the pinnacles. Handing on for another quiz session to Ma'am Ruchi.
Okay, now. Okay, can you all hear me, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Ruchi, ma'am.
Okay, my first question is, what is the best time to visit pinnacles? Who will tell me what is the best time to visit pinnacles? Arna, Akarsh, I'll take your answer, dawn and dusk. Okay, then my next question is, what do they look like? What do pinnacles look like? First question has come to an end. We've come to the next question. What do they look like? Tombstone, seashells, fingers? Yes, they look like fingers. Ritvik, Paki, I'll take your answers. They look like
and
fingers.
tombstones as well.
And tombstones as well, yes. And then you over, Mrs. Mehra. You can go ahead with the next landmark.
All right. Looks like we are finishing, and this is the last one. The 12 Apostles. The 12 Apostles are a magnificent collection of limestone stacks off the shore of Port Campbell National Park by the Great Ocean Road in Victoria, Australia. Talking about the size of 12 Apostles, the massive tower structures 45 meters above the Southern Ocean. The 12 Apostles were created as a result of constant erosion of mainland, limestone cliffs by the water, and wind of the Southern Ocean. The harsh and extreme weather conditions from the Southern Ocean gradually erode the soft limestone to form caves in the cliffs, which then become arches that eventually collapse, leaving rock stacks up to 50 meters high. Unfortunately, only 8 out of the 12 apostles are left, as Mother Nature, time, and salty water have caused several of the apostles to fall. It is an amazing and a beautiful sight, and it is a must visit for any tourist who visits Melbourne. There is no charge to see the 12 apostles. You can just drive along the spectacular and amazing Great Ocean Road and visit this extraordinary natural attraction of Australia. Handing you over to Shalini, ma'am, for your last written quiz.
Okay, so ma'am, we can have the quiz, the proper quiz, where we can test their kinesthetic skills also. Yes?
Yes, but if you don't mind, can I ask and see how clever your children are?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Who can tell me how many apostles are left? How many apostles are left now?
Write in the chat. Child, write in the chat. 8. Ma'am, many of them. We are all are coming with the answer 8.
Very good. And who can give me a reason? What is the reason for the 8 apostles to be left? What has made the apostles to fall? Give me a reason. What has made the apostles to fall? You can give me just one reason. I talked about 3 reasons.
Salty water.
Very
Constant
good.
erosion.
Very good. Excellent.
Mother
Salty
Nature.
water. Mother Nature. Excellent. Well done, my God. You all are so clever. Well done, Ruchi ma'am and Shalini ma'am. Excellent. All right, handing over to Shalini ma'am and she will explain to you what the next section of quiz is.
Ma'am, may I please request you to stop the screen share?
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you need to stop it.
I already stopped.
I stopped.
I'm not able to share. Ma'am, you need to stop it.
I'm not sharing it at the moment.
No,
So
this
I'll do
screen
it
also.
again.
Yeah, now this is fine, ma'am. This is fine. Thank
fine?
you. Yeah. Okay, children. So the last round of quiz, which is going to decide the winners. I'm sorry I had to turn off the videos of few students because of the internet. Video beta, students, please. Thank you, students. Okay, so I'm going to start a live quiz and we are going to find out the winners. You will get it in the chat box. One minute. Too much of internet load. Arna Soni has already joined with the code. I can see few smart children, they have with the code itself.
Sorry, ma'am.
They can even join with the code, ma'am. Hargun, please turn off your video, dear.
Ma'am, do you want me to turn off the videos? Should I do that?
Students should. Children, join with this code. Come on, join with the code. 321145. 321145. Okay. So may we begin?
Yes, ma'am. Atharv, Kanika, Vanya, they have already joined.
Yes, ma'am.
Arna.
I think give them 1 more minute and then join.
Okay.
Oh, they are all joining. Arnav Sahu, Lavanya Agarwal, Rishika Arora. Wonderful.
We all are smart ones. They don't even need the link.
So Nandini, Naisha Arora, Atharv Goenka.
A lot of the people are saying, ma'am, how?
You have to just click the link, child.
Okay, how many are there? Let me check. We already have so many. Oh, 1 second. Because I was not able to share it. Everyone. It's going to Pariniti Singh only. Pariniti, if I share it with you, can you please share it with the entire this? I'll not
Put
do
it in the
Let's
WhatsApp
begin.
group, children. Ma'am, I think if they put it in their WhatsApp group,
I think now
the others
let's
will
begin.
get it. Yes.
Okay.
Ravinder ma'am has sent it to everyone. She's put it on the
Okay. Okay.
chat box. Children, it's on the chat box. In the chat box, you can take it now. Thank you, Parvinder ma'am.
Okay, start. I have started.
Go.
Okay, Avika, Harshal, Prayan. Good. Great, Aishwarya.
Priyan, Anvi,
Good.
Vanya Behel.
Quick, quick, quick. Great. Let's see who's the winner.
Anand, good.
Prayan Goenka. Aishwarya. A tough competition. Very good, Vanya. Good. Tia Kapoor.
Yeah, Tia Kapoor.
Archit. Great, Archit. Quick,
Archita
quick, quick.
Vasti, Naisha. Naisha is number 2. Vanya Behel, number 3. Naisha, number 1. Tia, number 2. Vanya Behel, number 3. Akash Gupta, number 4.
Naisha.
Naisha's come to 1 now. Tia 2. Vanya
Teachers.
3. Avi
Tia.
4. Akash
Great.
5. Prabal 6.
They all were paying attention, ma'am.
Yes.
Solid tough
Tia Kapoor.
competition.
Great, Tia. Good.
All the children are very smart. They all are answering very well.
Tia Kapoor leading with 9,470 points. Oh my God,
And number 2 is
10,000.
Prabal
Srivastava.
Srivastava.
Great.
Prabal has taken a good lead. Vanya number 3, Naisha number 4, Avi number 5, Aishwarya number 6.
Good, good going. Prabal, good going. Avi Garg is jumping up. Oh my God, Vanya. 11,000 points. Great. Avi, second position. Come on, you still have chance to come first. Quick, Avi. Avi girl first. Great. So I think I can end, Ruchi ma'am.
I think
Yeah,
let them give them 1 more minute. Give them 1 more minute.
Huh? Time up. Let's see who's
3:42. Okay, close it.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Avi Garg first, Praniti Singh second, and Vanya third. Very good. Great, great, great.
Well
And
done.
First 10. First 10. 91%, 91%. Good children, good. So, ma'am, how do you think? Our kids are small now. They are very smart, small and smart.
Very smart. Very smart.
And
Really
they are just
smart.
in class 3 and class 4.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So moving on towards the end, I take this opportunity to thank and show my gratitude to our dear guest speaker, Mrs. Namrata Mehra, for this enriching session. I'm sure that my students have benefited from this extraordinary trip to Australia. Although it was a virtual trip, yet at no point of time did we feel that we were not within the boundaries of Australia in person. It was a pleasure to have you, ma'am, with us. And on behalf of my school and students, I invite you to visit my school whenever you come to India. It will be a pleasure to have you amongst us. I once again thank you, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time from your busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am.
It was my pleasure, and I hope you all have enjoyed the journey of visiting the popular landmarks of Australia virtually and listening about them. And I'm sure if you will ever get an opportunity to visit Australia, you will not miss the chance to take a tour and see these landmarks in real. All these landmarks are very picturesque, charming, and interesting in their own usual and unique way. Thank you so much once again to Ruchi ma'am and Shalini ma'am for organizing this. And if you have any questions about any of the landmarks, please feel free to ask your teachers, and you can email them and get more answers to the questions or queries if you have. Thanks for being so patient and sitting so beautifully, paying attention throughout the session. Now, if the teachers can unmute the children, I would just like to hear, did you all enjoy the session, children? Can I hear a big yes from everybody?
Children, remember, once we unmute you, ma'am is going to carry the impression of yours all her life. So be good, children. We are unmuting you.
And I'm going to ask you all the question again once you are unmuted. Did you all enjoy the session and a virtual tour to Australia? Yes, yes, I can see a lot of.
Yes, Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it was so good. Ma'am, yes, ma'am. It was very interesting. Ma'am, I want this, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm so happy.
Both of we enjoyed it a lot. Very good.
Yes. I'm Shidika. I was not able
Amrita ma'am, you need to unmute yourself.
I'm not able to.
Ma'am, Namrata ma'am is muted. Yeah.
So, ma'am, our teachers are also there and they also enjoyed, I hope. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. It was a wonderful interactive session. Thank you so much, Mrs. Mehra.
Thank you. Welcome. It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Can see the children are over
Thank you, ma'am.
Who's the winner of the game?
Ma'am, who is the winner?
Beta, we'll let
Winners
you
you
know
will come to
tomorrow.
know later.
And who is the winner of the game?
Children, they have enjoyed so much. I am receiving personal messages.
Okay,
Bye.
great. So I'm ending the meeting now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Bye, teacher. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.